Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast, your go-to source for inside stories, cutting-edge research, and the latest updates in the world of dairy farming. In our 148th episode, we see an amazing young lady, Lexi Anderson, whose life took a dramatic turn when she was diagnosed with a rare heart condition. Her journey from show rings to operating rooms sparked an unprecedented wave of community support, showcasing the resilience of rural America and the power of hope. So please grab a glass of milk, sit back, and let's get started with this episode.
Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast, where we bring you the heartbeat of the dairy farming community. I'm Belle, and today we have an extraordinary story that will touch your hearts and remind us all of the incredible strength within our rural communities. We're diving into the inspiring journey of Lexi Anderson, a 12-year-old dairy farm girl from Cumberland, Wisconsin, whose life took a dramatic turn when she was diagnosed with a rare heart condition. Lexi's story is one of courage, hope, and the unwavering support of a community that refused to let one of their own face adversity alone. Let's start at the beginning. Lexi Anderson was born with dairy farming in her blood, growing up on Meadow-Ridge, Jersey farm. Can you imagine the joy of seeing a young girl following in her grandparents' footsteps, as natural in the show ring as she was helping with farm chores? It's a sight that warms the heart of any dairy farmer. Lexi seemed destined for a bright future in the dairy industry, but fate had other plans. In late 2023, Lexi's world was turned upside down when she was diagnosed with restrictive cardiomyopathy. It's a rare heart condition that affects only 1 in every 5 million children annually. It started with minor episodes of dizziness during basketball games. But soon, Lexi's life changed from blue ribbons and show rings to hospital visits and medical tests. I can't even imagine how devastating that must have been for Lexi and her family. To go from the excitement of the show ring to the uncertainty of a hospital room. It's heartbreaking. But what's truly remarkable is how Lexi faced this challenge. Despite the shocking news and sudden change in her life's path, she confronted her new reality with incredible strength and courage. That's the spirit of a true farmer, isn't it? Resilient in the face of adversity. And it wasn't just Lexi who showed strength. The entire farming community rallied behind her with unprecedented support and determination. News of Lexi's condition spread swiftly through the farming community. From milking parlors to feed stores, conversations shifted from everyday concerns to a collective worry for this young girl's life. That's the beauty of our tight-knit community. When one of us is in need, we all come together. And come together they did, in a campaign that became known as Love for Lexi. At the heart of this campaign was an incredible auction that still brings tears to my eyes. It all centered around an extraordinary act of kindness by the Hargrave family, particularly 13-year-old Holly Hargrave from Spooner, Wisconsin. At the Barron County Fair in July 2024, Lexi's market lambs didn't make the sale, falling just 2 spots short of qualification. In a touching display of friendship and compassion, the Hargrave sisters, Holly 13 and Hattie 15, donated one of their lambs to benefit Lexi's cause. It's incredible, isn't it? These young girls giving up their own chance at success to help a friend in need. Holly's 154-pound lamb, which she had raised from birth and was favored to win the grand championship, became the centerpiece of a remarkable auction. As the bidding began, the auctioneer announced that the proceeds would go towards Lexi's heart transplant fund. What followed was an astounding display of community generosity. The lamb was bought, donated back, and resold 4 times in a heartwarming cycle of giving. When the gavel finally fell, Holly's lamb had raised an incredible $27,000 for Lexi's medical expenses. $27,000 for a single lamb. It's almost unbelievable. This amount far surpassed the usual auction prices of $700 to $1,000 for a comparable lamb. But it's not just about the money, though, is it? It's about what it represents. A community coming together, showing their love and support in a tangible way. And it didn't stop there. Carla Hargrave, Holly and Hattie's mother, revealed that all 3 of her children decided to split the proceeds from their other 2 lambs sold at the auction to contribute to Lexi's fund. These kids, they're something special. It's a powerful reminder of the compassion and selflessness that runs deep in our farming communities. But despite all this support, Lexi's battle was far from over. While the community showed unwavering support, Lexi's health rapidly deteriorated. The girl who once exuded vitality while leading cattle around the show ring now struggled with each breath. It's hard to imagine such a vibrant young girl facing such a dire situation. It was a race against time. Doctors at the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin grew increasingly concerned. The need for a transplant shifted from eventual to immediate, with Lexi's name climbing the transplant list at an alarming rate. I can't even fathom what the Anderson family must have been going through during this time. They lived on edge, their phones never out of reach, waiting for the call that could save their daughter's life. But through it all, Lexi's spirit remained unbroken.
Belle, that's truly remarkable. How did Lexi manage to stay positive in such circumstances?
It's truly incredible, Douglas. Even as machines whirred and beeped around her hospital bed, she summoned smiles for her visitors. She spoke of returning to the farm, future county fairs, and the cows she missed, her optimism a beacon of light in the sterile hospital corridors. Nurses marveled at her resilience. Doctors were moved by her unwavering positivity. And her parents? They drew strength from their daughter's courage, even as they fought back tears when she couldn't see. Lexi's attitude in the face of such adversity, it's not just inspiring, it's truly heroic. The tension mounted as days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Everyone knew that time was running out. Yet through it all, Lexi remained the eye of the storm, calm, hopeful, and unwaveringly brave. And then came that fateful day in January 2025. On a frigid Tuesday, the Anderson family's world shifted on its axis. They finally received the call they had been desperately hoping for and dreading in equal measure. A donor's heart was available for Lexi. It was a moment of both hope and fear. Within minutes, the family was racing down icy roads, their vehicle cutting through the winter night like a comet, each mile bringing them closer to hope. At Children's Hospital in Milwaukee, a crack team of surgeons stood ready, their faces etched with determination. As Lexi was wheeled into the operating room, the weight of the moment hung heavy in the air. This wasn't just a surgery, it was a battle for a young girl's future. At 10:15 p.m. on that frigid January night, a moment of pure magic unfolded. Lexi's new heart, a precious gift from an unknown donor, began to beat independently. The room erupted in muted cheers, tears of joy streaming down faces hidden behind surgical masks. It was a triumph of medical science, human generosity, and raw determination. But it wasn't the end of Lexi's journey. It marked the beginning of a new chapter fraught with challenges. But true to her farming roots and indomitable spirit, Lexi's recovery astounded even the most experienced medical professionals at Children's Hospital. Just one day post-surgery, Lexi was already breathing independently, a milestone that often takes days to achieve. By the second day, she was sitting up with assistance and even brushing her teeth alone, a simple act that brought tears to many eyes. It's amazing how something as simple as brushing teeth can become so significant in moments like these. It symbolized more than just dental hygiene. It represented Lexi's resilience and determination to regain normality. As the days progressed, each update brought new amazement. Lexi took her first steps down the hospital corridor on day 3, gripping her IV stand like a show halter, like a true dairy farmer, always ready for the show ring. Her mother, Tamala, wrote, "She's approaching recovery like it's a competition, and she's determined to win grand champion. But the road ahead is still challenging. Lexi faces an intense regimen of care, including weekly biopsies to monitor for organ rejection. She must adhere to a complex lifelong medication schedule, primarily immunosuppressants, which are crucial but come with significant side effects. Lexi must make significant adjustments, such as maintaining a heart-healthy diet, exercising within prescribed limits, and practicing thorough hygiene to avoid infections. Social interactions may be limited, especially during cold and flu season, to reduce the risk of diseases that could compromise Lexi's fragile immune system. It's a lot for anyone to handle, let alone a young girl. And perhaps most daunting is the reality that heart transplants are not a permanent solution. With an average lifespan of 10 to 15 years, meaning Lexi may face the prospect of another transplant in her mid-20s. That's a sobering thought. But if anyone can face these challenges, it's Lexi.
Absolutely, Belle. And she's not alone in this fight, is she? The dairy farming community has really come together for her.
In ways that are truly inspiring, Douglas. The dairy farming community across America has revealed its true character, a tapestry of compassion, resilience, and unwavering support. Lexi's story has forged deeper connections within the national dairy community. Farmers who once only met at conventions now engage in heartfelt conversations, sharing updates on Lexi's progress. This shared experience has transformed casual industry acquaintances into a robust support network. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's like Lexi's story has brought us all closer together, and it extends beyond just social interactions. Dairy farmers have discovered a new level of interdependence that transcends state lines. Local farms help with chores, while communities nationwide organize fundraisers and benefit auctions. Creameries nationwide have been donating proceeds from unique Lexi's Heart ice cream flavors. Even competing cooperatives have set aside rivalries, recognizing that they are all part of one extended dairy family. It just goes to show that in the dairy community, no one faces adversity alone. They face it together, drawing strength from generations of resilience. Lexi's journey from a critical diagnosis to a promising future is more than an inspiring tale. It's a clarion call for better rural health care. It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Behind every statistic is a story like Lexi's, a young life full of potential, deserving the best care possible. As members of the dairy community, we face numerous challenges daily, but Lexi's story reminds us that our greatest strength lies in our unity and our capacity for compassion. Her new heart beats not just for her, but as a symbol of hope for all who envision a thriving future for rural America. And it leads us to important questions. What steps will we take to ensure that the next child in need has the same chance at life as Lexi? How will we contribute to improving healthcare in our rural communities? These are crucial questions we all need to consider. The strength of our industry and our way of life depends on the health and well-being of every farmer, every family member, and every child with dreams as big as the open skies above our fields. Lexi Anderson's story isn't just about a heart transplant. It's about the heart of rural America, strong, resilient, and capable of achieving the impossible when united. Lexi's courage, optimism, and sheer determination in challenging circumstances serve as a source of inspiration for everyone, highlighting the remarkable strength of the human spirit. As we wrap up this episode, I think we can all agree that Lexi's story has touched us deeply and reminded us of the power of community and hope. To our listeners, we encourage you to keep Lexi in your thoughts and prayers as she continues her journey. If you'd like to support Lexi or learn more about improving rural healthcare, visit our website at www.thebullvine.com for more information. Thank you for joining us for this special episode of the Bullvine Podcast. Until next time, keep your hearts strong and your communities united. And remember, in the dairy farming world, we're all family.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bullvine Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's insightful discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Catch you next time on the Bullvine Podcast, where bovine expertise and community come together.